Beyond watching this video, you can learn more about our country's past and traditions by visiting our many heritage houses. In the Philippines, this can include Bahay na Bato, an adaptation of the Bahay Kubo popular during the Spanish colonial period, and mansions. Hello everyone, I am Lester Alejo and now I will be going to show you 10 heritage houses in the Philippines. Number 1. Casa de Segunda in Batangas, home of Jose Rizal's first love. Jose Rizal had been associated with women throughout his life, but his first love is said to be Segunda Katigbak, a daughter of a wealthy family in Lipa, Batangas. She, however, was arranged to marry Manuel Luz, who also came from a well-to-do family in Lipa. Still standing today, the Casa de Segunda, or also named the Luz Katigbak House, is where the couple lived. The house is a gorgeous remnant of traditional local and Spanish architectural style, accentuated by lush greenery, wooden furniture, and machucha tiles. Many of the family's personal effects can still be seen inside. For instance, a portrait of Katigbak herself, as well as her family and descendants' photographs, are displayed on the house's ground floor. Number 2. Aguinaldo Shrine in Kawit, Cavite, where Philippine independence from Spain was declared. The house of the Philippines' first president, Emilio Aguinaldo, the Aguinaldo Shrine is witness to one of the most important turning points of Philippine history. It is where the country's independence from Spain was declared in 1898, an event we now commemorate every 12th of June as a national holiday. Originally made up of nipa and Dutch, the house has undergone several renovations. Today, visitors can also marvel at many historical artifacts here, as it has also been turned into a museum. On the house's ground floor, various exhibits showcasing the life of Aguinaldo and the Philippine Revolution can be seen. The second level of the house, which boasts the grand motifs of the Art Nouveau and Art Deco periods, comprises the living room, bedrooms, dining area, and kitchen. Secret compartments and passageways were also built inside. For instance, some chairs and cabinets have their own secret sections where materials can be hidden. Number 3. Adriano House in Malolos, Bulacan, reused as a Meralco office. One of the heritage houses at the Malolos History Town Center, the Adriano House, distinguished by its line of windows. It is the former home of Doña Gregoria Adriano. It became a significant establishment during the Philippine Revolution, as it once served as a gathering place of the military government established by Gen. Isidoro Torres. It is now being reused as a Meralco office. Number 4. Henson Hizon Heritage House in San Fernando, Pampanga, home of a Kapampangan heroine. The Henson Hizon Heritage House is among our ancestral houses that's not only been standing until this day, but has also seen an important time in Philippine history. It was the home of Nicolasa Dairit Panlilio, who was known for her heroic efforts in aiding wounded Filipino soldiers during the Filipino-American War. She was also recognized for mediating the conflict between Gen. Antonio Luna and Gen. Tomas Mascardo. Maria Lacson and Saturnino Henson, Gobernador Kilo of San Fernando in the 1880s, built the house in the late 19th century. Pablo Panlilio Dairit and Dolores Arguelles, who were also a couple, later purchased the house. Number 5. Rizal Shrine in Calamba, Laguna, showcases artifacts of Jose Rizal. We've known our hero Jose Rizal mostly through his popular novels, but to get to know further the man behind those revered writings, visit Rizal's Shrine in Calamba. It's a replica of the house where he grew up alongside his family, as the original house was demolished by the Dominican friars in 1890. Resembling in a traditional bahay na bato, the shrine also houses a museum featuring 6 galleries that showcase artifacts from Rizal's life. from his childhood to his travel abroad. If you want to pay a visit, you should contact its curator, as the shrine may not be open regularly to the public due to the pandemic. Number 6. Balay Negrense in Negros Occidental. Negros Occidental's first museum. To get a glimpse of the luxurious haciendero lifestyle of the pre-war Philippines, take a trip to Negros Occidental. Considered the sugar capital of the Philippines. For instance, one of its heritage house in the Balay Negrense once owned by Victor Gaston, a sugar baron. It was saved from abandonment in the 20th century when it was repaired in 1989. The structure is remarkable for its tall ceiling and large windows that allow natural lighting to pass through. Every corner of the house reminds us of an era long gone, but a time lavishly lived. Nonetheless, a grand staircase is the architectural centerpiece of the house, while antique items from chandeliers to photographs to vintage gowns are on display. Be prepared for an entrance fee when you visit, and you'll also be accompanied by a tour guide as you explore the mansion. Number 7. Carlos P. Garcia Heritage House in Bohol. Residence of former President Carlos P. Garcia. Known among locals as the White House, the Carlos P. Garcia Heritage House, a two-story house painted in white, was once the residence of the Philippines' 8th President, Carlos P. Garcia. To the house's left is giant chessboard replica, since the former president is known to have been an avid player of chess. Inside, you'll get to know Garcia beyond how he's been described in his history books. His own items, from medals to her certificates to seats, are showcased, while his family memorabilia can also be seen. And of course, a chess set that he used to play with his friends is on display on top of a wooden table as well. Admission is free, but you can also help preserve the historic house by donating. 8. Macaraeg Macapagal Ancestral House in Lanao del Norte. Childhood home of former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Two Macapaglas have taken the highest seat of the land. Diosdado Macapagal and his daughter Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. You'll get to see their legacies on display at the Macaraeg Macapagal Ancestral House, a two-story house in white surrounded by lush greenery. It is owned by the Macaraegs, Gloria's family, through her mother, Dr. Evangelina Macaraeg. Gloria spent her childhood in the house, so it's adorned with memorabilia from her childhood portrait to toys. Important items from Diosdado's days as a president, such as his office, plaque, and presidential portraits, has also been well taken care of. The National Historical Commissions of the Philippines declared the establishment as a heritage house in 2022, but some have questioned its historical significance given that Diosdado had not lived there and the required 50 years have not yet passed since the death of the former president in 1997. Admission is free, but you can also donate. Number 9. Siquia Mansion in Ilocos Sur. Called the Malacanang of the North. Called the Malacanang of the North, the Siquia Mansion is a must-visit whenever you're in Vigan. Painted in cream and lime with yellow accents, the house is the former residence of former President Elpidio Quirino and Alicia Siquia, firstborn of the Chinese Tomas Siquia of Vigan and the Spanish Conchita Jimenez of Binondo. An example of the bahay na bato, common in the Spanish colonial era. It showcases a combination of Filipino and Spanish architecture. It saw significant moments during the presidency of Quirino, as cabinet meetings were usually held here. Today, it is now a museum where you can marvel at artifacts of the family's grandiose past displayed through huge paintings, intricate furniture, and polished floors. Number 10. Lopez Heritage House in Iloilo. Called the Queen of Heritage House in Iloilo. Amidst a vast expanse of greenery in an affluent neighborhood in Yaro, Iloilo is the imposing Lopez Heritage House, also known as Nelly Gardens. Owned by Vicente Lopez y Villanueva, a member of the Lopez clan, and Elena Jofilena y Jovulena, It is a Buick art mansion built with grand columns and pilasters that signify the immense wealth of the family who owned it. Inside, antique ornaments from chandeliers to piano will remind you of the majestic celebrations that were once held here. Even the bedroom houses a four-poster bed and a mannequin with a Filipiniana dress is on display. It's available to the public for events aside from touring the mansions. You can also book it for weddings, private dinners, and photo shoots. Heritage houses are preserved for a reason. They are tangible remnants of the past that we can no longer bring back. Some of these houses also still bear fine examples of architecture, so we can also marvel at their beauty while learning about history.